If you ever see blood coming out of someone's eyes, ears and mouth at the same time, don't try to understand it, just run. Because whatever is happening is no longer human. My name is Adnan, and this is not a story. This is something that destroyed my life. It started just 3 months after my marriage. Everything was perfect back then. A new beginning, a peaceful life, a loving wife. There was nothing unusual, nothing strange. We were living in a rented house in Sargada, a newly constructed building, and we were the very first people to move in. Our portion was on the second floor, 2 bedrooms and a TV lounge. The ground floor was completely empty, always locked. No one ever came there. No sound, no movement, just silence during the day. The house felt normal, but at night, it changed. The silence felt heavier, like something unseen was breathing in the dark, watching, but we ignored it. We thought it was just our imagination. We were wrong one morning. Around 10 a.m., I was sitting with my mother in the TV lounge. My wife was cleaning nearby. Everything was normal until I looked at her. Blood was dripping from her nose. At first, I didn't panic. I thought maybe it was dryness or a small cut. But then she touched her face and suddenly froze. "Amy, I feel dizzy." My mother quickly made us sit down and told me to bring water. I rushed to the kitchen, but when I came back, I dropped the glass. Blood was now coming out of her ears too. Dark, thick, and unnatural. I stood there, frozen. My mother was trying to hold her, but I couldn't move. Just minutes ago, everything was fine. And now, then suddenly, she started vomiting. Blood, not a little, a lot. That was the moment fear entered my heart. Because deep down, I knew this wasn't normal. She started crying like a child. "I don't want to go to the hospital. Take me to my mother's house," again and again. No matter how much we tried to calm her, she refused completely. My brother told us to take her to Mionwali instead. So we packed quickly, got into a rickshaw, and reached the bus stand. Inside the bus, something changed. She became calm. Too calm. The bleeding stopped. She rested her head on my lap, silent. I thought maybe everything was over. Maybe she was getting better. Then suddenly the bus started shaking. Not moving forward, just shaking in place, slowly, then violently. I looked outside, the engine was off. The driver wasn't even there. No one else reacted. No one noticed, only me. And then, she whispered, "You shouldn't have brought me here." My heart stopped. That voice was not hers. The journey somehow ended. We reached her mother's house. At first, she seemed normal again. Talking, walking, behaving like nothing happened. And for a few hours, we believed it was over. We were wrong. After a few hours, it started again. Blood from her nose, then ears, then mouth. But this time, it was worse. Much worse. We rushed her to a doctor. Tests were done. Reports came back. Everything was normal. Completely normal. But the bleeding wouldn't stop. That night, around 2 a.m., I went into the room where she was lying. She opened her eyes and said only one thing: "Take me home." We brought her to my sister's house. Everyone was tired, scared, confused. But what happened next changed everything. Around 3 a.m., she started breathing heavily, then suddenly, her body lifted off the bed. Not fully, but her middle part rose upward, like something was pulling her from inside. Then she dropped, then lifted again, and again. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. My sister's mother-in-law whispered, "This is not an illness. There's something else inside her." She went near my wife and shouted, "Who are you? Why are you hurting this girl?" And then my wife suddenly sat up, her eyes completely white. No pupils, nothing. And then she screamed, "Get out!" That voice. It was not human, not male, not female. Something else. Something dark. Everyone ran out of the room. No one had the courage to stay. That night, none of us slept. The next morning, she looked normal again. Until she looked at me and said, "Where you're taking me won't help you." Same voice, same tone. We took her to a spiritual healer, but even he said, "This is too strong." That's when I realized this wasn't just possession. This was something worse. That night we tried another ritual smoke, prayers. And then suddenly, the lights went off. Glass shattered. Things started falling on their own. My wife stood up on the bed and screamed so loudly, my ears started ringing. Then she ran towards the door. Fast, unnaturally fast. We barely managed to stop her. But her strength, it wasn't normal. It felt like I was holding someone. Not human. Days passed. Nothing improved. Then one night, I woke up. She was sitting beside me, her face covered in fresh blood, her eyes twisted in different directions. She looked at me and said, "Are you not afraid of us?" US, not me. That one word destroyed me. I locked the door that night, but I didn't sleep. Around 2 a.m. I woke up again. She was still sitting there, watching me, without blinking. Days turned into weeks. Her behavior changed. Sometimes she spoke like a child. Sometimes in that same heavy voice. Sometimes she said, "I'm hungry," even after eating, because it wasn't her. Then one night, I heard a sound downstairs. A child crying from the empty ground floor. I went down with my phone light. There was nothing, but I saw a shadow right next to me. I ran back upstairs, sweating, shaking. But the worst night was still coming. One night, she disappeared from the bed. I found her downstairs, in the dark, standing against the wall, like a lizard clinging to it. Her face covered in blood, eyes white, hair hanging. She pointed at a football on the floor, and it started moving on its own, hitting walls, flying without anyone touching it. That was the moment we all knew we were not alone in that house. After weeks of fear, rituals, prayers, she slowly started getting better. But even today, sometimes at night, I still wake up and I feel like someone is standing beside me, watching, because whatever was inside her, I don't think it ever left completely. It's still there, waiting